Okay, so I've been putting off doing these videos. I started a little bit about a week or two ago, but I really had to connect with Source on how I'm supposed to be presenting myself to the world, I guess, and then also how much I'm supposed to share. And then one of the days I recorded for like 40 minutes, and it deleted, and I was like, maybe I was losing, profanity. I don't need to use profanity, or maybe I was like, maybe a little bit too much in like coming from more like a resentful space. So instead of choosing to focus on the pain associated with trauma, I want to focus on, because I know that the divine, and it's so clear to me now, like it's literally like I don't have a choice. I want to preface this with the fact that I don't want to do videos. I don't want to share my experiences. I don't want to, I don't want people in my business. I've had people stalk me. I've definitely been targeted. And it's like I always make it like to the other side successfully, but the process of it all, like having to deal with certain like negative, low vibrational energies through that journey, even if at the end of it, I guess won, but it's like really, did you win? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, yes, victory, claiming victory, but it's like the negative memories, the impact on nervous system, or physical pain, or emotional pain, that, especially the emotional aspect of it, it does really stick with you. And but I've done a lot in regards to healing myself, and in regards to closing out cycles, collapsing timelines, to where I'm no longer associated with the harmful people from my past. And I guess because of the season that we're in year one, 2026, it's April now. So I'm like, Easter. My fiance actually got this for me because he calls me Bunny. But yeah, so he has risen, and so are the chosen ones. We are, so whether or not you are acting based on your intuitive nudges, or making the necessary changes or not, ultimately, like, once you're awake, you can't go back to sleep. So today I am going to be explaining my Thanos theory. So Thanos was like the antagonist in Infinity Wars. Let me make sure I'm saying this correctly so it's not confusing. Infinity War with the Avengers. Yes, okay. So if you didn't see it, go watch it. It's on Disney Plus, Apple TV, blah 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 blah. So so I'm about to be 31 now, but when I moved out the first time when I was around 25 years old, well, my mother, Michelle, I don't really consider her my mother, but Michelle, she tried to kick me out, over something very, 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 very petty. But I mean, that's a whole nother story. I don't want to focus on, because this is the thing about moving forward. If you want to move forward past trauma, especially childhood wounds and things like that, and let's be clear, this is going to be a lifelong rehabilitation. Like, especially if you have like sexual trauma, you deal with physical abuse, sexual abuse, that's not something that's just going to go away overnight. Even if you have gone through therapy, even if you have been admitted, like, it's not something that's going to you just can't wash it away like overnight. But what you can do is you can take the steps forward. You can have the audacity to have a relationship with Christ. You can have the audacity to connect with the divine. You can have the audacity to activate your throat chakra and say the things, and you know what I mean, do the things and take the steps forward and pray and release and all the things. But I don't want to get too long-winded on this. I told Spirit that I'll be, you know, because I've already been initiated, and I've already, as far as like my connection with the Most High, nothing else. Although I do come from a very church cult background, that were very abusive, and they're still abusing people. I'm pretty sure, because you know, narcissists don't change. Only thing you can do is get away from them and let them destroy themselves. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about my Thanos theory, and because of my lack of trust of the general population based on my own multiple experiences of betrayals, I don't really get into the whole friendship thing. I mean, my fiance is my best friend, and I'm excited about motherhood and things like that in the future. But as far as like, I'm just sorry. I just genuinely have never met someone like myself. I've never met anyone and had a long-standing relationship with them, and they weren't doing slick, sly, weird stuff. Like, I just don't. And I have very low tolerance for it. I used to have more tolerance for it. But I guess the only reason I even really had tolerance for it during those times was because the pain from the friendships and the older relationships that I had weren't as painful as the relationship that I had with my Earth family. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like a rock and a hard place, you know what I mean? Like, one pain versus the other pain, and you know, if one seems more fun and one doesn't have any fun aspects of it at all, like naturally you're going to choose the fun one, even if it's toxic or harmful to you. So I've helped many women and men, young and old, with this specific ideology. I have many that have helped me to free myself. But this one is definitely an original thought, and maybe also the Most High wants me to share it because he doesn't want one of these many strangers that I've met out in this world. Because with the roles and jobs that I've held within the past couple of years, I'm always front facing, so I'm always talking to a bunch of people. But with the work injury that I experienced and my leave of absence got approved, Most High made sure that it was approved because. And he's also gonna make sure I get my workers' comp, because those doctor bills, they're not cheap. But maybe he also wants me to do it because if somebody tries to want to do something, like the thing with Michael Jackson and Prince, right? Okay, so let's get started. So you start with, at the time, I had a whiteboard, but in this season, I have an iPad. So I'm going to do it on my iPad. But you don't need an iPad. Don't think about this, because one day, if you want an iPad, I'm sure you'll get one, unless you already have one, and then use yours. But having a piece of paper and some color pencils or crayons also works. So what you're going to need, at the very least, let's talk about basics. I'm going to do it on my iPad, but I want to explain it as far as basics. So get a piece of paper, and then you're going to need, how many gems does he have? Sorry, I haven't had to do this in a while. So Infinity War glove. Gauntlet? I thought it was a glove. I'm talking about the one with the glove because it's something about gauntlet here too. I didn't see all of them. Okay, the gauntlet. Okay, the gauntlet is still the glove. Okay, it's the same thing. I don't know why I thought gauntlet was like a cup. Like a chalice? I don't know. Whatever. Don't mind me. So on here, it seems that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gems, right? And the gem colors are red, orange, blue, purple, green, and yellow. Makes sense. Those are also the same colors as our chakras, right? So you got the crown, which is purple, which is the highest vibration because that's the crown, which means you're activated. And then you have the third eye, which is that like indigo blue. And then it's the throat chakra, which is more of like a teal color, it seems. And then there's the heart chakra, which is red. And then there's the solar plexus, which is, I'm assuming, the gut, sacral. And I'm just like, I'm not reading this off of anything. This is my own understanding. So if some of it's wrong, take what applies and leave the rest. Please, I don't have a PhD, anything. I am a student of life, Okay, if you, and maybe this video isn't even just for like the collective of strangers and people that I've never met or people that are seeking, and maybe my voice, my face, the colors that you see here caught your attention. I don't know, but ultimately also this might be for the people that know where I've come from, and they're like, dang, whatever happened to Ray? Dang, whatever happened to Ray? And they hear rumors and this, that, and third. Because let's be clear, I've heard so many rumors about myself. It's just like egregious. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care about a perception of me. I don't care about public opinion. I don't care about a narrative. None of that shit matters. Your reality is your consciousness objectified. So as far as I'm concerned, from my luxury apartment that I live in on the top floor with the terrace with my fiance that I'm very much in love with, if you know what I'm saying, if this is the life that I'm living, then why the fuck does it matter what a hater gotta say somewhere where I'm not? It doesn't matter. So when it comes to this, please understand that you're gonna have to be in the mindset that none of that shit matters. This is about us. This is about you. It's not even about me. It's just about you. But right now it's about us because I got something to say. So we got the orange, and then the solar sakura chakra. That's the, you know what I mean, your stuff, your private parts and things like that, and the things that connect it. It's deeper aspects to this, but I'm just giving you the gist. And then there's oh, maybe the solar plexus. I don't know. I'm gonna pull it up. And then actually let me pull up so I'm not ignorant. And then there's the root at the feet. No, the root is red. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up. Skip through it. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I got it right. I got it right. Okay. So like that. You might be covered on my camera, but I'm like Kanye. I'm not crazy. I'm just early. So it says crown. Okay. So crown, yep, third eye. So it's purple, and that's like more of like an indigo blue. This one's more like a cerulean blue, and I think cobalt blue or something. Like that's Archangel Michael's color. And then solar plexus yellow, which I think that's like your gut, listening to your gut. It says heart chakra. That one's green. Orange is sacral, and root is red. And I think red is the most low vibrational color, which is probably why a lot of the celebrities and stuff be wearing that color a lot in their stuff. It's just devilish, I guess. I don't know. Not that there isn't powerful aspects of red too. There's duality and everything. Anyway, back to the point. So if it's 6 and 6 here, 6 on the gauntlet, but 7 here, we're really gonna just do 6 of the colors. So I just thought that it was just interesting that those two things like kind of came together. So first you're gonna do, boom, blank sheet. Get the 6 colors. I'm gonna put those, I'm just gonna do a little circle. Matter of fact, let me show you. I'm a visual learner. This is the reason why I originally did this, because I feel like I'm the type of person that's like, I'm a type A more so I'll overthink something. But if I was to like write it down and like take a step back and like, oh, okay, like it's really not that deep, and you know, just taking some of that pressure off, because I feel like it is such a thing as analysis paralysis, where it's like, I thought the good idea like 2 ideas ago, and I'm just now have a headache, you know. Like when you're taking a test, like I've only, like any like really important tests I've taken, you know, my life insurance license, my real estate license, my driver's license, I always got all those on the first try, because that advice of, you know, go what your first mind tells you, and then just breeze through all the questions, and then if you have extra time, then look back on the ones that you weren't sure about. But it's like, if when you go back, you aren't positive about the answer that could be different, then just keep the first answer. And that's what for me. So green. No, I'm gonna do red first. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, that red. And then purple. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, and then blue. Here. You can see that, right? Okay, go back. All right, and then we've got green. Okay, so that's 4 so far. And then we're gonna do yellow and orange. So pretty much like primary colors and then secondary colors. And what was the last one? Orange. Okay. So here we are. Now we have our gems. So now we're gonna assign each gem a purpose. So, because remember, when you watch Infinity Wars, and if you didn't, watch it so that you can understand what I'm talking about, or look at the Spark Notes, I don't know. And you know, the Avengers had to go all throughout space and time to get these gems, and they were racing against like all the factors of like going through different timelines, but also Thanos, who was also trying to collect them as well, and you know, other bad guys and things like that, which are gonna pop up because new levels, new devils. So, at the time, I was going through a point where, you know, especially like if you are coming from a background where you are like sheltered or where you lack support, like genuine support, and not that toxic or manipulative one where they act like they support you, but they put you in positions where you need them so that they can keep their foot on your neck. Not those kind. The kind, like, you need real support where people want you to be self-sufficient. Not the support where, yeah, you can come lay on my couch, please, spare me. So, right here, I'm gonna use mine at the time, what I didn't have at the time, because I've collected many of these gems at this juncture. So, red was going to be for love. I always wanted to be married with children, right? Married with children. Married, children. But I only ever want to be have children if I was married first. So boom, married, children, cool. No judges, do you? So that's love. And then purple was going to be, let's see here. Purple was like material things. Because you know we all like nice things. You define what that is. Blue was career. At the time, I had just passed my real estate exam. I had been studying for months, and for whatever reason, when I was living with my Earth family, it was like on that, because I was doing CE shop, so I was doing like the online classes, and so and it just was like, it's just like such a journey. Like, it's like they didn't want me to get a license. I had to go out of my way to do that. They didn't want me to go to college. I had to go out of my way to do that. You don't want to do any type of fast food, any of the things. I don't have a real meal plan, stealing from the grocery store. It just was it's been such an uphill battle. But the thing is, as long as you're willing to endure, you're going to succeed. And it's just like right now, I'm at a place where I feel like the divine is really showing me like, let that hurt go. You know what I'm saying? So that I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. And it's not like right now is the season where you're supposed to be, you know, cutting the fruit up with your feet back with the fans and the grapes, not still in the field. Like, there's certain seasons for a reason. That's why I rhyme. So anyway, career, I just got my, and back to the story. So when I was living at home, you know, for the practice exam, when you get your real estate exam, you have to pass, at least when you do the online with the CE shop, you have to pass the practice exam with at least 80%. And then you have to take so it's the practice exam, there's the timed exam, and then there's the real exam in person. So for the practice exam, I had to get an 80 for whatever reason. I was getting a 79, 78, 77. I just could not pass. I would just cry. And I know it's every time I would be like sad, I'd be crying, and I'd like go to my portal or whatever, the person who birthed me. She would look so happy. And then at the same time, she was trying to study for hers, which didn't make any sense. And I noticed that like when people are trying to like swap with you, do destiny swaps, or like trying to curse you, this, that, and the third, it's like they try to do what they see you doing. And it's like, it doesn't even make sense, because it's like, we all have our own journey and our own destined path. So it's like, if you try to swap with me, you're not just, it's not like you swap, and it's like not even really possible for real. So it's like, if you swap with me, you're not just taking the good parts. You got to take all the bad stuff. You got to take all the negative things that like I'm strong enough to endure. Like you got to deal with all that now. And the thing is, if I choose not to like give up, you feel me? Like as long as I choose to go to divine about every single thing, then you're going to have blinders on, and basically like you'll think you're doing it, but you're not. And then now you're stuck in a cycle that was never yours, and you're not going to be able to get out of it. Every single, like I'm telling you, like the amount of people that had me like effed up in the past and they're still exactly where they were, it's like crazy. Or they look crazy, or like women that's try to like curse my beauty, like, bro, they be looking crazy. They look like hormone monsters, bro. And they be thinking, I don't know. I know. It's no point in bringing it up. Life is already beating your ass. I don't need to fight you too. Like, and then also based on like, I also was brought to my attention years ago, taking applies and leave the rest, is basically like karma is neither good or bad. It's just do what it do. So if you do me wrong and I get revenge on you, now it's off balance because the universe was already going to get you on my behalf. So now they got to get me to balance the scales out again. So that's like a key component right there. Like when somebody has you like super effed up or whatever, you know what I mean? Call your power back, and separate yourself. If you can't separate yourself, like me, like when I had, cause like I said, I moved out. When I moved out, when she tried to like fake kick me out, whatever, she said, be going by next week. I was going by that weekend. Yeah, everything just worked out for me. God always makes a way. He just makes a way. As long as you are going to him about everything, like you're going to be fine. Like you're literally going to be fine. Like the worst of the worst, you're going to be fine. Somebody trying to kidnap you. Somebody trying to traffic you. You got a car accident. You got this. You got that. You went in a psych ward. You went to jail. Whatever it is, if you go to God about it, you're good. It's just these people that really don't believe in God for real. I really think that's it. And honestly, I used to think when I was younger, because it's just like the same stuff. Like it's just now I'm more equipped to where it doesn't bother me as much. Like it irritates me, but it doesn't make me think, what did I do? Like I know I'm not doing nothing wrong. Because if I was, then my reality reflect that. You know, a tree by its fruits. Clock it. So, yeah, so when it came to the career thing, I was living at home. I was studying, couldn't pass for a year, bro. Like, and I'm highly intelligent. Like, so I'm like, why am I getting 79s, bro? Like, well, you only need a 70 to pass the real test. I just needed an 80 for the practice. So she fake kicked me out, whatever. I was going early, so I can't even say she kicked me out. And so I moved out, and I didn't tell nobody where I lived or whatever. And I think I'd ordered furniture, but none of it had came yet. I went to the apartment, got approved, didn't even tour it or nothing. Literally, I had a homegirl at the time. She switched up on me, so we'll just call her an old friend. And she had kind of referred me to live there. I moved in there. We're neighbors, and I didn't tell nobody where I lived at except for my brother and my cousin, and that's it. And at the time, I thought that my father was not as evil as he is, but he's just as evil as my mother or those people. I'm just calling them those people. So in the moving forward, they're gonna be those people. Because I don't really like in this season or since I've moved on, and I'm no contact with all of them because they're very, very evil, and they do like, they're into like black magic and stuff like that, and they like to hide behind the church. Not too much on them. 2, 3, 4 on the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's knocking on my door. But ultimately, it's just like, it's just no point. Like it's like being around them, they're just going to trigger you so that they can feed off your the energy that you emit when you're depressed. Like it's like, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. So once I moved out, I'm on the floor in the apartment, and I ain't got no furniture, nothing. I literally take the test, pass. Soon as I move out, take it on the floor. They literally like, cause at the test they like want you to see their surroundings and stuff like that. They're like, oh, are you sitting at a table? What's underneath? I was like, nope, I'm sitting on the floor. Oh, is there anything behind you? Nothing. I got my back up against the wall. Cause my back's put up against the wall this whole time. Like always. Not always, it's the last. So now it's like, it's just the way your perspective is. So like, I don't really ever see my back as against the wall anymore because I know that I have free will, but because I've been initiated through my anointing by the blood of Jesus Christ, and because I've chosen to give my life to God and, you know, listen to my intuition and, you know what I mean, and not be vengeful or use the powers that I have to harm anybody and like all that type of stuff. Like just using my wisdom and discernment and coming to, you know, Christ first. It just like life just be way more smooth, bro. Like even if it's moments like yesterday was tough, it just felt like a weight or a heaviness, but I'm able to recognize what's not mine. And then also I have an amazing fiance who's going to be my future husband, and he knows as well me and like when I'm not being myself. And then now we know when there needs to be cleansing done, because like people be having real live attachments out here, bro, and people be trying to attach shit to you just because you're high vibrational and they're not willing to do the work to clear. And it's like, I am not your energy pig. You're not about to be suckling off of me. You're not about to be draining me. Fuck out of here. Sorry, I'm trying not to use profanity like that because it's low vibrational for real. Anyway, so career was blue. Green is going to be money. Yellow, spirituality. And then orange is going to be, you can decide. Let's say travel. Because honestly, I'm going to keep it a stack. I'm putting 6. But when I first did it, I think I only did 5. Like, I think that I wasn't even thinking about it like that. And then also, like, I was alone then because I lived by myself, but I had people, friends and family members that I don't speak to anymore that would come and visit me a lot. And now that I know what I know, and I'm not speaking to all individuals, but some individuals, like my cousin would call herself my twin, and I'm not even going to get into her, honestly, but she would come up and bring drama into my life. So it's like, even when you separate yourself, it's like the people from the beginning, they'll try to follow where you are to pull you back. So keep a lookout for that. Anyway, so now we're going to go to the next page. So we have the 3, right? Excuse my nails, they're not even kind of done, and I be cooking. So I'm not dirtying my nails, just whatever. I be cleaning and stuff. I be cooking and stuff. Okay, so I'm doing another layer, and I'm going to remove this layer really quick. So the thing that was like, when I was alone and dealing with the fact that like, because it's one thing when you're like living with people, even if they are toxic or hateful, or they are trying to curse you or put roots on you or whatever, and you're like their energy pig a little bit. You can learn a little bit about that in Best Wishes to All. It's a Korean drama. That talks a little bit about what I'm talking about right now. But when you're chosen, you have like a different like DNA where like you have like these gifts. Like you probably never broken a bone. You probably have like, you know, moles certain places and things like that. You might resonate with black sheep. You might resonate with earth angel, light worker, star seed, something to that effect, indigo child. I don't know. They all have like their nuance to it. And like I said, I'm not nobody's PhD in anything. I am a student of life, and I have made it out of the trenches to a much better space that is aligned, and I'm only going further. But at the place where I'm at right now, at this point, I am apparently supposed to be sharing this message with people so that they can not feel like they're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, because whole nother story for a whole nother day. So when I was alone when I moved out that first time, I was so like inhibited because and I was just under so much pressure because it was just like, okay, what do I do now? Because when so much of your life is just like surviving to the next day, you don't have water in your house, you're striving for water, you know what I'm saying? Like you're sharing a bathroom with 5-6 people. You're living in a house with hoarders. You're living in a house with roaches or rats. You're living in a house with people that refuse to clean up. You're living in a house with people who eat your food out the refrigerator. You're living in a house with people where there's mold and you're breathing in and you're coughing up black stuff. You're living in a house of people who are drug addicts. You're living in a house of people that are thieves. You're living in a house of pedophiles. You're living in a house of people who do incest and things to that effect. that is what a lot of the chosen ones have been born into. Like, that's the portal that they came out of, and we're supposed to be apparently cleaning, not cleaning the shit up for them, but cleaning out, raising the vibration so shit is balanced. But it's like, we also have to learn, but it's like, if we didn't come in through those portals, we wouldn't know the boundaries that are necessary to succeed in this dimension. And some of us have successfully navigated, and apparently those of us who have successfully navigated are supposed to now be sharing our stories with others so that we can become the new influencers. I mean, I personally have never resonated with being an influencer. I personally never really wanted to do that. I always wanted to be behind the scenes just because the way I look has always gotten me so much flack. I can never keep a job. I've never had a job over 6 months, and I mean over like a year, less than a year. And that's not because I don't excel in corporate or 9-to-5 types of jobs or entry, like jobs that have like entry, data entry, customer service. I excel, I exceed expectations in those regards. 5-star review, my name is 5-star review. So it's like, that's never the case. It's always the jealousy and the envy and the hate. And it's just like, it is just so draining. And it's like, it doesn't matter. And I switch it up. It doesn't matter if I'm my nice bubbly self. It doesn't matter if I stay to myself. I don't talk. I'm stern. You know, if I talk like this, if I talk like this, it does not matter. This is not going to change. And I'm not going to stop taking care of myself to make bitter hoes feel better about their mental health, which was struggling long before I came around. So let's get back. I don't want to get too sidetracked. So when I was in the apartment, and I was just like, it was all these things, all these visions for my life. And this is also what kept me going, because when you're in those spaces, because this is one thing I can share, whenever I was around my portal or Michelle or the person who birthed me, allegedly, I might need a DNA test. I always had suicidal thoughts around her. Whenever I would talk to her, like when I moved out the first time, I would never call her, because anytime I would talk to her, I would feel like I wanted to die. Like, life was not worth living. Like, I should just take myself out right now. And it was such a stark difference than how I felt when I was by myself. Like, I literally could go a whole week not talking to nobody, and I would feel fine. I'd be so happy. I'd be like, oh, you know, do my yoga. I got to the point where I was so good at my yoga, I could like be on my head upside down. Like, that's how how align, like, you know, I was beginning to align myself, you know what I mean? But yeah, like, she's just so dark. And I thought that she had like some type of spell work over her husband Ralph, but no, they're like one and the same. And he's just weak, she's weak, they both very weak. And what I realize is that when it comes to like the anointing that you have over your life, and even if you feel like it's a burden to you, the light that emits from you, like, it's so God-like frequency, to the point where it's like, I feel like it reminds people of the resentment that they have toward God. Like, you're not mad at me because I'm pretty. You're not mad at me because I'm smart. You're not mad at me because I'm well-spoken or outspoken even. You're not mad at my audacity. You're mad at the fact that you can see God's favor over my life when you feel like he left you behind, but he didn't. He didn't. He never did. He's always here. But you choose to act how you want to act, and you have free will to do so. But understand if God don't want to fool with that type of energy. Understand that you might need to rise up and raise your frequency. You know what I'm saying? Like, do the work. Look inside instead of projecting everything outward. Projecting outward not going to do nothing for you. And this is one thing, you know what I mean? This is one thing that I can say is beneficial for being black sheep, being the targeted one, being the scapegoat, is that you naturally have a responsibility about yourself. You naturally look at yourself as the martyr. You naturally look at yourself as the person who has to take the fall. You naturally are the first, like when problems arise, you naturally think, well, what did I do? What do I need to do to fix it? This is all on me. And now on the flip side, it can be frustrating when it comes to like maintaining relationships, because sometimes people, and I've learned this, my fiance's definitely helped me heal in this regard, is, you know, I'm right here. I'm here. If you need me, ask. Stop struggling to do something when I'm right here to help you. And it's just like that. Like that in and of itself, like that's mind blown. Because when you spend the majority of your life, 70% of your life with no one helping you, or God forbid, someone pretending to be there for you and then leaving you for dead. That twists something here. That disconnects something here to where you think, I'm not even going to give you the opportunity to disappoint me. You're not going to get the opportunity to disappoint me. But it's like with each season, it's like there's like gems that come from both. Like, yes, it was important for you to realize that you must be self-sufficient, but also in this now new season, if you have someone that is aligned, that God has blessed you with, and they are there to be a gift to you, then accept it graciously. That's gratitude. Gratitude is the highest vibration. So, back to this point. At the time, let's paint the picture. Just moved out for the very first time, about 25 years old. This is during COVID time. So I didn't have any money, but I knew God was going to provide. And the night where I was thinking to move out, because I had enough money to move out, but I didn't have enough money for furniture. And I literally had like back pay that was owed to me from unemployment, because you know some of us were getting paid during that time. And so like they had stopped paying out for whatever reason. And so they still told you like put in your entry every week or whatever, every 2 weeks. I don't remember now. And so like I was in the room at my Earth family's house, and I just was like on my phone, and I was putting stuff in my Amazon cart. I'm over here like just trying to get, you know, a bed frame, getting a couch, stuff like that. And I literally like looked at my account. I'm like, dang, this is not enough of this stuff. And I closed my eyes and I said, I know God will provide for me. When I tell you, I look back, mind you, they hadn't been paying us since the summertime. I moved out in like November. I looked back at my account just to check it one more time to see what I could afford to buy. All the back pay money was there. Thousands of dollars. Can't make it up every time. Divine is right on time every time. If he didn't show up right then at that time, then I mean that's not the right time. And you need to be connecting, you need to be meditating, you need to be praying, you need to be asking for clarity and asking for opportunities and asking to lead the way and placing your burdens at his feet and asking for forgiveness if you've wronged others or yourself. So, moved out, you heard what's going on, used the money, got the furniture. I'm inside, moved out like a thief in the night. And so I'm there. And so like I had these visions. Like I always knew I was gonna be wealthy. I always knew I was gonna be married and I have children, and that I was gonna live a luxurious life. I always knew that. My life, my circumstances did not reflect that. I didn't even have my own room until I was like 22 or 23. I didn't have my own bathroom until I moved out at 25. Before that, I was sharing a bathroom with 5 people. One bathroom with people that have demonic attachments. And you know people with demonic attachments do not like to clean up because demons love filth. So if you're dirty and you refuse to clean up, and let's also like, not a trigger warning, you feel me? Because I understand that people that's going through depression and stuff like that, they sometimes don't clean up and stuff like that. But this is what I also need you to understand. I don't think it's necessarily depression. I think that you have a demonic attachment and you have to clear it. Because I know that when I thought I was depressed, I was always next to my Earth Mother or thinking about her or near her or thinking about a memory. Once I clear that out, I'd be so good. Life be so beautiful. The birds be chirping, colors are brighter, food tastes better. You're beautiful. You know, hair is growing, the edges came back. You know what I'm saying? You know. So it's like there's no reason to feel that way. Like there's a million and one ways to get what you want. And that concept in itself, that belief system in itself creates that reality. Believe it or not. You don't gotta believe it. But believe it or not. That's why I said it. Anyway. So clear line. So I knew that I wanted to have all these things, but I'm like, how am I going to get the fact that I know I need all these things? How am I going to get it? Which one do I need to focus on? And that in and of itself is just like, so stressful. Somebody passed me a drink, you know? But when it came to this Thanos theory, I realized, wait, all of these things that I feel like I want to accomplish, those are just the gems that I need to collect. But just like the Avengers on Infinity Wars, they didn't get them all at the same time. And they had to put in work for each and every one. So, now, we're just gonna take black pencil, pen, and draw a line. Yep, just a line. You don't see that? Okay, that's a line. Timeline. 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 So, that's when I realized, I realized I don't have to get everything all at once. I just have to get them one at a time. And ultimately, when you break it down, some of these you need to focus on first. So now, training day. Now it's training day. All right, now the classes are over. Now it's time to get in the field. So, all right, you want to be married, da-da-da-da-da, that's great. You want material things, that's great too. There's nothing wrong with that. You want some money, get it. Spiritual, you should. Travel, it'll happen. So I'm like, all right, I can't do all this right now, but I can do something. And that's all you need. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking at my whiteboard. I'm like, okay, all right, right? What can we do first? Okay, so I need to get my mind right. I just went through a lot. Acknowledge it. Speak on it. Understandably so. So we got to focus on the spiritual. We got to heal. That's going to be number one. All right? So let's focus on the spiritual. Let's start journaling every day. I already journaled every day, but that's a good place to start. Journaling every day. Singing, praising God's name every day. Waking up and praying to God, prostrating yourself before the Lord, keeping your covenants with him, which are promises, right? My eye looks like crazy on the corner. I don't know how that is translated. So, spirit. So I was doing my yoga, I was journaling, I was asking divine for insight. And one thing that is like really beautiful about being in that low or dark space where you're alone is you can hear God's voice the clearest. Being alone, meditating, trying to activate this third eye, you begin to understand your voice versus what's not your voice, the divine's influence versus your own ego. During this point, you're probably going to go, if you hadn't already gone through ego deaths and things of the like, moving through that with grace. So boom, yellow, we were doing this spiritual, right? Cool. Now, career. Now, okay, so we can work on the spiritual first. And we get to the money, because honestly, working on your spiritual, learning how to manifest, all those things, that's going to directly correlate into your career. Because you want to do something that brings you joy, right? And also you want to manifest, you want to get the job, you want the interviews to go well, right? Okay, so boom. Now look at that. We learned in kindergarten, primary colors, yellow plus green, yellow plus blue is green, boom. So naturally, sorry, 3 right there. Whether it takes a week, a month, 2 months, a year, at the end of the day, 1% a day is still progress. It's only 365 days in a year. You could already make it over 103 times and still have some left over for rest. Okay? So we got the yellow, we got the blue, we got the green. So I got money, I got a job, I got my mind right. All right. So there's no reason why First of all, if you got your mind right and you got your money right, 444, because it's 44444 right now into the video, it ain't no reason. If you got your mind right, that's going to start reflecting into your vessel. If you're trying to get your mind right, you're going to be eating right. You're going to be in a line. You're going to be making certain decisions. You're going to look better. You're going to be glowing. That's going to bring that kingdom spouse in. That's going to bring in that love interest. It might not be that specific one unless you've manifested, because I know I manifested my fiance. I wrote 3 pages back and front, and I went through celibacy. So if that's what your journey calls for you to do, then that's what you should do. Confirmation. So that's going to bring that red in, right? That love. And then with you getting your career and with you getting your mind right, you're going to know the red flags versus the green flags to find that person. You're not going to be wasting your time with just anybody. And also, because you're aligning with the divine and you've separated yourself from those toxic environments, you're not even going to be attracted to the same type of energies that you were attracted. You're not even, those type of energies aren't, well, they might be attracted to you because like when you sexy, everybody attracted to you, good, bad, and all the difference. But ultimately, you're going to have a different type of like radar. You're going to have different eyes. God's going to take them blinders off. Boop, you know what I'm saying? Like that sign can't stop me because I can't read. No, you can't. You can read. You can and read. And I'll do better. That's why you know better, you got to do better, because God only protects babies and fools. You're not a child and you know better, so you better act like it. So now we got red. Boom, boom, boom. That's here. All right. You got some love coming in. You get your mind right. Okay. So now we got red and yellow. If you spiritually sound, you've been doing your work, you manifested, now you got to love. Why y'all don't have nowhere to go? Y'all can travel. That's 2 incomes now. That's two pockets. Because there's no way in hell you done made this connection with spirit and the person that you bring into your life is a brokey. That's no way, shape, or form. Because you got your money right, remember? So if you did this first, you won't be using this for that. That's just not going to happen. If you did this first, that's not going to happen. So anyway, we got the yellow, boom, boom, boom. Now we got orange. Cool. Y'all traveling, y'all seeing the world, y'all having new experiences, y'all are learning about each other. Because one thing I can say is, like, when you travel with somebody, whether you're dating or in a relationship, whatever, you're going to see a side to them that you did not see before, whether that's good, bad, or both. Now, but all information is going to be helpful to you making final decisions. Now, boom. All right, we got a little messy there. Hold on. Let me clean that up. Clean some of this up. Hold on. Un momento. One moment. Okay. So, we got the yellow, we got the blue, we got the green, we got the red, we got the orange. And some of these come really fast. Like, let's say you got your mind right, and maybe it took you 3 months to get your mind. It took you a year to get your mind right. Or you was doing it while you was doing it. Or maybe it's a little close together. Or maybe it overlaps slightly. It happens. Look, life is a journey. So now we got the primary colors up there. We got some secondary colors like green and orange, right? Now the last one we have now is just purple. High vibrational, most high vibrational color, right? Crown chakra color for the material things. Now, material things are not that important compared to all of this other stuff. Getting your money right, getting your kingdom spouse, getting your, you know what I'm saying? Getting your mind right, getting your, all that's way more important. And also, if you got money, and if your kingdom spouse got money, y'all can get material things, because 2 incomes is better than 1. Thank you. So that's what I came to share with you guys today. I'm just about almost 50 minutes into speaking. I don't know if I'm supposed to be speaking on these things for a long while, for a short while, if it's supposed to be posted now or in the future. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to be intuitively led, as well as the fact that when God has a message that he needs you to act on, or your spirit team, they don't let up. And I've come too far to only come this far. So yeah, peace. To all those who have recently awakened, been awakened for a while, or are in the journey to becoming, and I'm a catalyst. But I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be able to have wisdom to share, 33 on the clock. And I am grateful to be the mind. I'm grateful to be the voice. I'm grateful to be the speaker. Peace.